Hey everyone, it's Brian with Rock Ridge Bees. It's been a while since the last video. It's August 18th, August 19th. Got everything harvested in July already. And you saw videos on that, and I harvested also my work. If you didn't know, I work for a local beekeeping store. So we got that harvested too at the end of July. Here in my yard, the treatments, Apiguard treatments are done. So I did those Apiguard treatments sometime started mid to late July, got those done, and now doing treatments at my other yard at work. Just doing an update. I was just kind of walking around. I've been feeding pretty regularly. I've still got a couple of smaller hives, like a smaller single over here, and I've got a little tiny nuke in this horizontal up here. I was kind of walking around and I noticed bees at the entrance of this, and they were fanning. This is supposed to be empty, but it is not. I guess a little tiny swarm moved into it. There are no frames in it. It's just I've just got it empty right now. Let's see. I mean, you can see bees down in here, just kind of wandering around, but there must be a pretty tiny swarm. It looks like I saw a little cluster. I'm gonna see if I can hold this. So a little cluster on the bottom of this inner cover here. I'm not sure how well that's picking up. I guess I'll give them a couple of frames and let them build on that instead. So I gave them a frame. I took a frame out of this colony over here. I'll put a frame back in that. But I gave them a frame with some open larvae, which is what I usually do, just to keep swarms in boxes. It does a pretty good job. There is not a lot of bees in here. And I did not see a queen yet. They were fanning like there was a queen, but I didn't find her yet. But if I put a couple of frames in here, then I'll probably find her. They'll go to work on this, on these eggs and open larvae in this frame. There's some on both sides and some cap larvae on the other side. But really, putting some open larvae and eggs for these nurses to take care of, they really like it. So they're fanning pretty heavily now, and these bees up here have started doing it as well. So anyway, I'll probably put like 3 frames in here. I'll get this frame, and then I'll give them kind of 2 mediocre frames with just some food on it. Watch them over the next week or so and see what they do. But yeah, there is not a lot of bees here. I mean, the cluster was probably on the bottom of this. It was barely as big as a grapefruit, maybe just only a couple thousand bees maybe. Otherwise, the other hives here are doing pretty good. I've got some pretty big colonies. I normally don't try to collect any honey in the fall. I normally just, keep double deeps the rest of the year. I harvest my honey boxes and I store them, and I'll show you where I store them. I've got a couple of really nice big hives here that maybe could make some honey if we had a fall flow, but I really have not got much of a flow here. Again, this little horizontal has a nuke that I started with a queen, but then they ended up requeening themselves. And this is about a 5-frame nuke in here now. They've got a lay-in queen. And again, that single down there looks good. So I'm just trying to raise these for the fall. I may end up combining these bees because they may just be too small to get through wintertime, but I'll grow them as much as I can. But honestly, those in that colony, they have a new queen, and they're pretty good. They're making bees, so I'll probably overwinter those if I can. I'll show you my box storage where everything's been stored away. Again, I harvest, and then I just store all my boxes in this room here. All my honey boxes. So everything's stored away now. It could be a little neater. Got some stuff I need to clean up around, but anyway, my comb stays pretty clean because I keep it in here and I only use it for, 3 or 4 months out of the year. I don't really have a problem with pests or anything that I see some pests on. I just set it in the freezer for a few days, but generally this stays pretty clean in here. Cleaning up the extractor today. Finally, it's just been sitting in my garage needing cleaning. Other than that, I don't do a whole lot in July or August other than extract and treat. That's what I would generally recommend people do in this, kind of in this area. We have a pretty strong nectar dearth in July and probably most of August. I don't know much that's blooming around here at all. And then September and early October will bring some blooms like goldenrod will bloom. And we have some other fall plants that bloom where they can definitely get some pollen off of, but I generally just feed sugar syrup 1-to-1 this time of year if they need food. The hives that I've been in, like I said, look really good. Bees all over the place. Other than that, other than my little project here that I'm going to work on, everything's pretty good. See, I mean, they're making it their home there. So, all right, I hope you all have a good one, and we'll talk to you next time.